presenting stoichiometry.
Yes, so yeah, stoichiometry. Definition here is the relationship between chemical quantities in a balanced equation. If you want to look at it in like layman's terms, it's like you're baking like pancakes or something, and the amount of eggs or the amount of flour you use is going to be directly proportional to the amount of pancakes that you come up with. So if you have like one egg, and you can get like 2 pancakes out of 1 egg, then if you kind of flip the equation and you have 10 eggs, you're gonna get 20 pancakes. Okay, so and basically that's what stoichiometry basically is, just a relationship between the certain chemicals. So in this equation right here, we got 2 silver nitrates aqueous plus nickel chloride. They react to get silver chloride plus nickel nitrate. Okay, and I wrote out here the question is, how many grams of nickel 2 nitrate is produced if 503 grams of silver nitrate is reacted? So so just like we say how many eggs you use to kind of get pancakes, this particular equation is asking you to look at 2 things. So we're looking at grams of nickel nitrate, and then we're looking at the silver nitrate. So those are the 2 things. So I can look at my above equation, or my above chemical reaction I should say, and I can notice that for every 2 silver nitrates, I would have 1 nickel nitrate. Okay, so I'm gonna put that on Broad Street. I'm gonna put that right outside so I don't forget that. Okay, so so we have 2 AgNO3, and this is going to be my for my dimensional analysis that I'm going to break down the equation with afterwards. This is going to be helpful. So every 1 or 2 of those, I get, oh, this is the guy I'm looking for right here. So it gets kind of confusing. It's my 4th take. So it's not, you gotta stay on top of it. Okay, alright, cool. So this is gonna be useful for me later. Alright, so now to get cracking. Alright, so I already have this information here. So I have the grams of silver nitrate. Alright, so I'm gonna put that first because I want to find out how many grams of nickel nitrate. Okay, alright, so let's do this. 503 grams of silver nitrate. That's AgNO3. Okay, so let me see here. So you gotta know your mole to moles per gram conversion. Okay, and I'm gonna go over that as part of my explanation of this whole process. So so 1 mole of AgNO3 is equal to how many grams of AgNO3. So to do that, I will whip out my periodic table. I need to know how many grams are in 1 mole of silver, and I need to know how many are in nitrogen, and I need to know how many are in oxygen. There are 3 oxygens, so that's going to be how many other grams? That's like 16 times 3. I have 1 nitrogen and I have 1 silver. So to do that, I'm going to break it down. Alright, so silver, I got let me see here, that's 107. Is that 107? What's my silver? 107.9. Then I'm gonna throw in the nitrogen, which is plus 14.01. then I'm gonna throw in my 3 oxygens, plus 16 times 3. Alright, so that's it right there. So we have in every mole, or in every I guess every mole of this compound right here, AgNO3, is going to be equal to 169.91 grams. I'm just going to put the G of AgNO3. 2.03. Okay. All right. So times. All right. The next useful thing, because I already pulled this bad boy out right here, we're gonna kind of put this in here. So we already have the moles of silver nitrate. So I think we're gonna put that down below. Okay. So I gotta remember to put it down below. So we put this right here. So we're gonna say. So and you can look at these as moles. So for every 2 moles of AgNO3, you're gonna wind up with 1 mole of nickel nitrate, O3. Let me put the 2 right there. Alright, so now, since the question is how many grams of nickel nitrate, I already have this business down here, and I forgot to put the mole, but this is a mole, so that's fine. And now I'm gonna say how many grams, because I want to find out how many grams. So alright, so we're looking for how many grams per mole of this particular compound here. So we have nickel, which is equal to 58.69, and then we have nitrogen, but we have 2 nitrogens. Nitrogens is let me see, 14.01 times 2 equal 28.02. Easy, 28.02. Then we have 3 oxygens, which is 16. So you have 16.00 times 3 equal 48, but then we have gotta times that times 2. Okay, so times 2 equal 96. So 96. So using this here, we could find out how many grams per mole. So so we have 58.69 plus 28.02 plus 96 is equal to 182. So we're gonna have 182.71 grams of nickel nitrate. That's a 2. Alright, so now we're ready. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do with what we have so far. So we've set this up in a kind of a dimension analysis kind of way. So we can say, so we have grams of AgNO3 and we have grams of AgNO3 here, so they can kind of like eliminate each other. We have the moles of NO3, so these guys can eliminate each other. And then these guys here can eliminate each other as well. So now we're kind of left with how many grams of nickel nitrate, which is what the initial question kind of asked us. Okay, so so we're gonna say 503 multiplied by 182.71 is equal to and we'll get down with the significant figures after we kind of figure out the answer. 9190.13, and that's going to be grams. Okay, so but we'll get to that after. And that's going to be divided by, we have 1.691 or 169.91, 169.91 by 2 equals 339.82. Alright, so let's handle this bit of math here. So we have 91903.13 divided by 339.82 equals, alright, so I'm well, let me write out the answer first. Is equal to so 270.44 and it goes on, but I'm not going to write out the whole thing. But basically we're looking for 3 significant figures. So we have 5 here, we have 5 here, but this one is 3 significant figures. And when you're multiplying, you usually go with the lowest number of significant figures. So so 270, since after the third figure is a 4, so it doesn't go up, it actually stays as it is. So we will have the answer would be 270 grams of nickel NO3. So this would be the answer to this question. Okay. There's another question here that kind of asks of us how many grams of silver nitrate would be required to completely react with 125 grams of nickel chloride. So it's going to be the same thing. So we can pull out, we're going to look for the 2 relationships. So we're going to look at silver nitrate. So we have up here silver nitrate, so we have 2 AgNO3, and then we're comparing that to nickel 2 chloride. So our nickel 2 chloride is right there. So for every 2 of these, we have 1 of those. Okay, so we can kind of just put that over here to reflect. NiCl2. So that's the other conversion factor that we have. So, and just so you know, anything on this balanced equation can be a conversion factor. So for every 2 of these, you can get 1 of these. For every 1 of these, you have 1 of these. For every 1 of these, you can have 1 of these. So that's just another way to look at it. So, all right. So we can start off with our nickel chloride, because we have 125 grams of nickel chloride, and we want to find how many grams of silver nitrate is going to be required. Okay, so we can start off with this bad boy right here. So we have 125 grams of nickel Cl2. All right, and this G is grams. I just kind of shorthanded that. So and likewise up here, we want to find out how many moles, because we're going to go from like a mole to gram conversion. So I want to say, well, if I have 1 mole of nickel chloride, then how many grams? So bust up my calculator and bust out my periodic table, and I'll kind of delete what I just had. So nickel 58.69, 58.69 plus 2 chloride. So chloride is 35.45. 35.45 plus 35.45 equal to 129.59, but we could round that up to 130 grams. Okay, because as you can see, you know, we could round it up. So alright, so we can say 130 grams G of nickel Cl2. Alright, so remember, we're moving from silver nitrate to nickel chloride. So the next thing that I want to do is I probably want to have this thing here below, and I already have my conversion factor over there. So 1 nickel chloride below, because I want to cancel it eventually. So times, let me put this right here. So 1 mole of nickel chloride 2 is directly related to 2 moles of silver nitrate. So 2 moles of AgNO3. My handwriting kind of sucks, but AgNO3. Alright, so, and then we want to find out how many grams. So we're going to go right back into like the mole to grams, okay, because we got moles here. I need to find how many grams. So and coincidentally, I already know how many grams because I already worked it out up in the previous section. So I'll say, I will say 169.91 grams of AgNO3, that's my silver nitrate, is equal to 1 mole of AgNO3. Alright, so I think now that I have my grams of silver nitrate, we kind of ready to just cancel out everything and get along with the business. Alright, so we have nickel nitrate. Let me grab my red highlighter here, or my red permanent marker, whatever. Alright, so this cancels out the grams there, the moles of nickel chloride, boom, boom. You have the moles there, and then you're left with this figure on top here, okay? Alright, so now for the calculations. Alright, so we figured out that 125 times 169.91 is equal to 424.77.5. We only have 130 under here, so we're going to divide this figure to find it, okay? So let's go ahead and say 424.77.5 divided by equal to, okay, so this is the final answer right here. So 326.75, but remember we're looking for 3 significant figures, so we could bump this up because this is a 7 right here, so the answer is going to be 327 grams of silver nitrate. So that's of AgNO3, and this is the answer right here. Shut up.
Yes.
Hope whoever looks at this video finds it useful. It's a wrap.
Okay, this is Quincy Smith. Goodbye.